Hello, Gary, you there?
Hi Nigel, yeah, I'm here today. Waiting
Yeah,
for the budget, the DSA to see if it's going to be announced, to see if it's going to stay or whether they're going to do a cut.
yeah, it's exciting, isn't it, Gary? So we were here 2 months ago, and we're here today just to see what the Bank of England are going to do. This might be the beginning of that cycle where we're into those interest rate cuts. And if you own property, interest rate cuts mean as house prices go up. That's the simplicity of it all. You pay less interest and you make more money from your assets. So all I'm going to do before we get into this decision, we're going to wait for the Bank of England to come in and give their decision.
Yeah,
But what we're going to do is probably just give a quick update on the mortgage market and also a quick update on house prices in the northeast. So I'll just do the house prices bit. Gary obviously works for the mortgage brokerage. He'll talk about buy-to-let mortgages or any residential mortgages as well. So he'll explain that piece because that's his expertise. So just to explain where we are in house prices in the northeast, we're a northeast letting agent and estate agent covering the entire northeast from Middlesbrough, Darlington, all the way up to Newcastle and Northumberland. And across the northeast as such, house prices are up 5% over the last year. Nationwide today have just announced that house prices are up 2.2%, I think they said, which was the highest rate since December 22. So you can see the housing market is ticking along quite nicely. It's actually going quite well in the northeast. What's caused all that? Wages are up 6%. We've had 20%. We've had a 20% wage move in the last 3 years, which is really 10 years worth of wage increases in a 3-year period. That has to flow through into asset prices at one point, which means house prices are going to go up. So today we're hoping for an interest rate cut. Bank of England at the last meeting was 7-2. 2 people voted for a cut. 7 people voted for it to stay the same interest rates. We get a cut. This is the beginning of the season of cuts. Beginning of the season of cuts is you go now, because once we get into that cutting season, house prices are going to go and you're going to be too late into this. So I think personally, once we begin this cutting season, you're going to see a 10% plus move in house prices in the northeast. You're going to see a sizable move over the next 3 to 4 years, 30 to 40%. We haven't seen that since 2008, but we due it. The rest of the country's had it. We haven't. We due that move. So just quickly, well, what we're expecting from interest rates, there's a 60% chance of a cut today. We think the pound's currently falling, so people think there's going to be an interest rate cut today, and I think there's going to be a cut today. Gary's got a different opinion. He's going to give you a quick 3-minute update about mortgages as well before we get into this decision.
yeah, so I'm hoping there's going to be a cut today, but I'm going to say 50-50 on the basis that we've had a new government. They're saying there's a black hole to sort of fill with budgets, etc. However, what we are seeing is that a lot of lenders have come into the market this week and last week, potentially encouraging consumer confidence by dropping interest rates. So we've seen nationwide on the residential drop below 3.99 as long as you've got a 35% deposit or equity in your property. And we've seen a lot of buy-to-let lenders come in this week, dropping rates below 5%. We've got some rates starting from 4.1. Yes, they have got fees, and this is when you need to speak to an expert to basically see whether it's worth looking at the 4.1, 4.5 deals with the fees, or looking for a slightly higher rate without any fees and rejigging. So I do think confidence in the market is definitely coming back. We're hoping that there is an interest rate. If the interest rate doesn't drop today, we do expect at least one, either in September or November, possibly 2 before the end of the year to get things moving. But the fact a lot of lenders have dropped rates, both residential and buy-to-lets this week, fingers crossed that the Bank of England does something positive and drops a rate today. But either way, I think it's a good time to rejig and re-look at your finances, look at your mortgages. If you're a portfolio landlord, let's have a chat, restructure your portfolio, save your money, because I know there's some landlords sitting on 8, 9, 10% variable rates. Even if we've got a cut today, it doesn't say that the lenders will cut their variable rates. And basically, it's still a good time, like Nigel said, that house prices in the northeast, you get a good yield and there's potential for growth if you buy it at the right price.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, So Gary is less positive than me. We've had a bet beforehand, which is he'll either owe me a beer or I'll owe him a beer. To be honest, if we get a cut today, I'll buy him 5 beers. I'm not bothered. So we're coming in. We've got 8 seconds to go. So let's just see who was right.
We're both hoping for a cut. We're both hoping. Everybody is.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's what the country needs. It's what
the country needs it to just give it a kickstart.
Yeah, we just need. I mean, new government. We just need it. We just need it. We need this growth. What they're suggesting. But anyway, I'm just trying to. It's 12 now, so this is. I'm just waiting for it to come through. Oh, not got it yet. Not got it yet. What? Hold on. Hold on.
If we see Nigel mega smiling, he's won.
Like I say, I'll buy you 5 beers, Gary. I'm not bothered. Hold on. Just waiting for it to come through now.
Either way, the fact is, lenders are decreasing some of the rates this week and last week. That's a good sign regardless. And I think, really, we're going to the last quarter of the year. The lenders have got to do something to make sure they've got a good pipeline. So they've got to be competitive as well, Nigel, regardless of what happens today. Because last year, in the start of 2024, lenders kept the rates high, and they went into 2024 with...
It's in, Gary. It's in. It's in.
Yeah, how are you then?
5% they've cut.
And they cut?
They've cut to 5.
Good, good.
Wow, that's
so
brilliant for the mortgage market. I knew I was right. You were telling me I was wrong.
But that's good, and that's an indication that lenders have actually basically dropped rates this week. They have anticipated that there would be 1 or 2 decreases this year before the end of the year. So I think that's a real positive now for consumers, for clients who've got mortgages, portfolios. They need to basically start looking and refinancing now to get a good competitive deal. Because it's still going to be a slow journey, Nigel, and I don't think they'll get back to what they were 2 years ago. They're very low, but I still think people can't sit on the 8-9% rates where they've got to act now and refinance and save money now.
Yeah, I don't. We're not going back to 0%.
Yeah, we're not.
Low might be 3 to 4. Don't know. You're probably going to see that over the next couple of years, and that's why I think you'll see this house price move, because we've got a 20% cut from 5 to 4, which is a 20% difference. Which means there's going to be some movement. I mean, I think that's so positive for the UK economy to start getting a bit of growth through, for the Northeast market particularly, because like I say, it's already moving, it's already shifting, it's not a slow market, it's not a quiet market. If you want to refinance, you've got a little bit more give in those interest rates to chat to Gary about. He'll basically, have a look at it. There'll be greater anticipation from the lenders as well. So you might see a bit more cutting over the next 3 to 6 months going into that second cut. Because ultimately, we've got 3 more meetings before the end of the year, September, November, December. Eurozone or Europe cut 6 weeks ago. They skipped a meeting, so I wouldn't expect us to cut in September, but we game on for November.
Possibly November, we may, depending on how the economy goes, we may possibly see a cut in November, a small one again, which would be great.
Oh yeah. This is so. Like I say, if you want to move, right? If you want to get an house, go now, now, because there's only one way house prices are going to go when you're in an interest rate cutting cycle. They're going to go up because they're making lending easier, they're making it cheaper, and there's so many things which make property in the Northeast actually really, really profitable anyway. Rents have gone up 40-50%. You can buy a 2-bed flat. I always say this: you can buy a 2-3-bed flat in Bensham for 70 grand. You used to rent it out for 500 quid. It's 700 pounds. I think there's a lot of momentum in that rental market. I would not be surprised to see 800 in 18 months time, 18 months time. It is nuts out there in terms of the rental market. So Gary, we are in. We are going. We are both going to have a beer tonight to celebrate.
And anybody listening, give us a call and try and help you save some money or help you build your portfolio. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I've just got the split in as well. So it was 5-4. So the governor of the Bank of England did the deed for us, I think. Hold on, yeah. Andrew Bailey, governor of the Bank of England, he was the deciding vote.
Right.
5-4 split. Interest rates are cut. We are happy as we can be for our clients, for ourselves, for everybody else in the Northeast. So, Gary, thanks for coming in.
Thanks,
Anything
Nigel.
else to add? By the way, just to let you know Gary's details, because this is on our page, it's the Mortgage Brokerage. Gary, what's your phone number and email address if they want to contact you?
Yeah, it's 0191 432 6177 or gary@themortgagebrokerage.co.uk. We give free, no obligation advice, and I specialise in large portfolios or any type of portfolio, refinancing them, restructuring them.
So I'll try and amend the post, Gary, get those details on for you, get it all sorted. But brilliant. So hopefully see you in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely see you in 6 weeks because I want that beer off you.
Okay, thanks, Nigel.
All right, cheers, Gary.
Bye.
Bye.